Now, running breakout rooms on Zoom is actually a really simple process, but before we get to it, just note that you have to either be a co-host or the host of the meeting in order to do so. Now, one thing that's worth noting as well is to make sure that your hosts that are with you are renamed to their appropriate titles. So let's say for me over here, I'm currently Runaway Games, but I should be Host Dominic. Alrighty, and make sure that the rest of the team does the same. Now let's jump into how to make the breakout rooms work. So what you will do is you'll click on this breakout room button, click on assign manually, and select the number of breakout rooms that you would want. Well, for us, we want to assign the participants to 2 breakout rooms. Now, to assign them, you just click on this and just select the players you would like to move to the teams accordingly. Now, at the end of the training, we'll cover, of course, how to assign people to specific teams and kind of what you will need to do. But for this case, we just randomly assigned Shanxia and Coleman to 2 different teams. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the options that we have for the breakout room. Now, make sure that your automatically moved all assigned participants into breakout rooms button is turned on. Reason being is in case somebody from the team, let's say Shanxia, jumps out of the meeting, when she jumps back, she'll automatically be able to join her team without having, you to assign her manually to the room again. Now, next thing I would like to talk about is the countdown timer after closing the breakout room. So after you're done with your session and you want to close the breakout rooms to send everybody back for the final, ceremony and just the closing of the event, you can set a countdown timer. Now, this depends on the game and activity that you're running. So let's say for Escape Alcatraz, you want to have it at about 60 seconds. Reason being is some folks, before they jump back into the main room, they want to change their backgrounds to the Ultimate background. But if it's a feud, I highly recommend you actually turn this feature off or set it to 15 seconds because, in the feud, we actually do something called, team shuffling. So we'll run to that in a moment. But basically what it means is you will be switching folks to different breakout rooms depending on which team is in the bracket-style competition. More on that in a bit. But just note for the feud, no timer or 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds maximum. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and open up the breakout rooms, sending our participants over to their teams. Now, another thing we'll quickly cover is, let's say you are in a breakout room as well. You're taking part in a session, and what you need to do is, what if somebody is trying to jump into the session and they're basically in the main room? Well, you got to assign them, right? Well, Zoom is actually really cool with this. So what you can do is, let me just quickly join this meeting with another account. Oh, looks like we have a brand new participant. So it'll show you down here at the bottom in the breakout rooms section that there is a person called, Michelle Lawson, that's trying to jump into a session. So instead of having to jump out to the main room and assigning them there, Zoom is actually really cool and you're able to assign her directly into a team. So let's say we're going to send Michelle to join us in the team right here. Very nice. Okay, and it looks like Michelle is in the game with us in the breakout room. Now let's talk about closing the breakout rooms. So what you need to do is click on the breakout rooms button and just click on close all the rooms. Well, for us, we had the timer set to 60 seconds, so it'll close the rooms in 60 seconds, but participants have the option to leave the breakout room if they so desire and jump back to the main session a bit earlier.